Steve Andrus. Stephen Legrand. We've got 4 parcels here that you're delinquent on. 2018, putting you in jeopardy. Explain your situation or what you want to do.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want to thank you folks for watching over me and taking such good care of me. I've been totally out of commission for the last 4 months. I've been homebound for 4 and bedbound for 3. Had another heart attack 1st of December. And I finally got out of the hospital in Salt Lake the 1st of this month. And then as soon as they gave me the green light, I had to go and have my dry surgery. So, and your sweetheart here called me just in the next, I haven't even been well enough to open my mail since October. I'm really embarrassed, but I want to thank you for taking such good care of me. And what I did, let me tell you what I've done. I met with Rachelle 3 days ago, and I got the breakdown, and I think this is the same as the one you gave me.
The one I gave you was through the 25th.
Tomorrow. Okay, and that's same here.
No, this one is through today, because that's when you're meeting with the commissioners.
Oh, okay. Well, I just calculated everything on tomorrow.
Okay.
So anyway, so what I have done, here is what I have done. I took Rochelle's figures and I totaled the taxes, the interest, the fees, and then the total expenses. And for to clean up 2018. And what I would like to ask you folks, plead, beg, bribe. Rachelle wouldn't take a bribe, so I'm gonna ask you guys if you take a bribe.
We'd be in more trouble than she would, so.
I'm just teasing.
I know.
I'm just teasing. So anyway, I asked Rachelle, I said, would the county commissioners be willing to, what's the word? To discount any of the fees. And she said, well, talk to the board about it and see what they think. And so anyway, I have got a check here. And let you look at this. I've got a check here that I can give you right now for all the total taxes and all the total interest that's accrued through tomorrow. And the only thing I don't have in this check are the fees. And I wanted to see if there's any way we could negotiate all a part of those.
The fees are hard costs, okay? Those are the fees that are assessed for title searches, the certified mailers that go out. They're all hard costs to the county. We just pass that cost on to the property owner. So there's a fee of the titles, the main title search, which was $215. There's publication fees for each one of the parcels that
Is that why
pay.
they're so much higher in
Mhm.
2018?
Yes.
Because you have to go to that
Right,
extra.
because it has all of those specific things that we have to go through. In which Steve, there's mailings that are sent out that lets him know each step of the way that these costs are going to be added on.
And I
So-
and I confess, I have not been willing to even open my mail since October.
But my concern, Steve, is this should have been paid before your heart problem,
Well,
before all of this
and I
took
agree.
place.
I agree.
And so that's what makes it hard for me. I'm so sorry for the
Yeah.
health problems that you've had.
Oh, no, and that's why I'm here to
Uh,
see, if any part of that can be, any part of the fees can be negotiated. The taxes, the total taxes and the total interest are a little over 4,200. And then just,
Are you paying all tax years?
pardon me,
You're paying all tax years, not just the 18s?
Well, no, the 2018.
only, okay.
Yeah, I'm paying, I'm here to clear up all of 2018.
Realize that we're just getting ready to go on 19th. May.
In May.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, well, and I'll position myself to take care of those.
Are you in a position to take care of those now?
Not today.
So I'm trying to remember.
So
we
as
were
of
quite a ways behind what the issue was back then.
Well, it started with my first heart attack. Well, they've been inside of my heart 8 times now. I've had a total of 15 major surgeries. And that's been the root of my problem is my health has just been shot to pieces.
So the total for the 2018 tax year as of today for all 4 parcels is $6,212.91.
Okay, and I have that here.
Okay.
What would the amount be for all of that plus 19? Just curious.
$10,204.51. That's with penalty and interest.
What's the total interest for 18 and 19?
Calculator's not as easy as a regular calculator. Ooh, this one's 1233.68 for
Yeah,
that one,
1200,
922.64 for that one.
That's $9.
For both 18 and 19,
Yeah,
is what you
18 and
asked.
19, right.
$2,567.50 for interest only.
So if you did 18 and 19 tax, plus with the total be, well, it'd be 2,500 less than the 10,000
Right.
you have.
Mhm.
So you'd be about 75,000, or you can say 5,000.
Would be 7,637.01.
Now, the penalties are kind of tough because that's a hard out of the other
Mhm.
taxpayers. Interest, we do have a little flexibility on hardship. But I don't want to be right back here looking at it again.
No,
So what if we were to propose canceling the interest on those 2 years if you pay both years? So that they don't have to go to all the publications and everything, because then it starts multiplying.
okay, so then, so tell me that again, then what the total would be for 18 and 19 if we do that.
7,637.01.
Is that with less, without the interest?
Without the interest, but with the.
That's
penalty.
without the interest.
But with
That
the
includes the
penalty.
penalty.
Okay.
So I took the 10,204.51 and I subtracted just what was interest only.
Okay, one more time, it's 7,000 what?
7,637.01. How much do you have today?
Well, I have this 4,200 here. So how much of the balance does that leave to do that?
3,000, almost 3,500.
Another 3,500. If I give you another check for that, and this might be off the wall, but could you give me a week before you deposit that check? Or not?
We probably can't really take that type of agreement. but we
You can
could-
put it in the mail.
Well,
Right, and just
we
wait.
could make an agreement with you for this today and the other within. a
Within
week.
2 weeks.
Or, yeah, 2 weeks.
And well, let me tell you, the reason I ask is, I went to see my banker to get a loan to do this. He's been out of the bank all week. To be back Monday, I've got to go back to Salt Lake this week, and I got to be back at the hospital Monday. So I'm gonna be in Salt Lake next week. But I'd like to get this taken care of today.
Well, what, I mean, just, just to not make a commitment that you couldn't keep, we could go anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks contingent. I mean, getting rid of all this penalty, even on this year to get you out of trouble, would be contingent on you complying with that, or all of the interest would be back. It's kind of an incentive if you
Yeah.
do your part. Okay with that?
Did you have somebody else deliver it? Did you talk to your banker?
So have it
Or
delivered.
if you
first.
have
I mean, if
30
you're in
days,
Salt
would you
Lake.
be back within 30 days, Steve?
Oh, yes, yeah, I'm just asking for an additional 10 days
Okay.
on the second check.
Okay, so we'll do 2 weeks.
So I'll give you this check right now today.
That's kind of a hardship.
Yeah.
I'll give you this check right now, and then I will write you another check right now. Or,
I can't take your other check.
so you want me to just?
You'll have to bring it in because we
When,
can't hold it.
Or mail it, like they say,
okay,
stick it in the mail, and then that's gonna take 4 or 5 days, as soon as you feel like the money's gonna clear.
Okay.
Because
because that's what I don't want to go, I don't want to get it in.
right,
I don't want you to have to send. a
yeah,
check.
we can't take post-dated checks or.
Oh, no. I'll tell you what, let me write the check right now. Let me give this one to you, and I'll write the other check right now, so we have the correct amount.
Okay.
And I will, what is,
Just put the date on it whenever and stick it in the mail. Because
well, I'll put today's date on it right now.
But we can't.
Well,
hold
we're
it
not
till-
gonna hold it, it's what we're saying.
Oh, no, I was
So
gonna,
we get
I'm
the
just gonna
check,
write it right
cash,
now, and then I'm gonna keep it and then bring it in, or,
well, Whatever,
Okay.
whatever you wanna
see what I
do.
mean? I wanna write the check right now, so you know that it's a done deal.
But we'll get you a letter that'll outline that with the agreement that if you keep that agreement, penalty or the interest is forgiven, waived. But if you don't keep that agreement, it comes back on.
Then I'll be seeing the sheriff.
Don't
I'll
do we
be
don't
staying at
send
the
the
Crossbar
sheriff.
Hotel.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That you may be.
They don't have a good hospital facility for heart conditions over there.
So anyway, if one of you folks have a pen, do I give this to Rachelle?
Uh-huh.
This is for $4,249,
Okay,
which is a total tax. Well, I just wrote it for taxes. I will let you make the adjustments because I just calculated this for taxes and interest for 18. But now that I understand what we're going to do, I'll just make the second check for the
Just-
difference,
Mhm.
knowing that we're paying the taxes and penalties.
So that
For the
interest
2
will
years.
not be canceled until the other check is processed, just so you're aware.
Well, that's why I say, if you will
So you're gonna
calculate,
still see things on your, if you come in and ask me for receipts or for statements until the other payment is made within that 2 weeks, then
But
you're
the-
gonna
the
still
agreement
see
will be to
interest.
A balance, so he has a definite balance.
Well, I already know that
Okay,
as of
that's what he needs.
today, we're saying 3,437. So I guess if you just want to do,
So Steve, what we're gonna do is
40.
we'll take the check and we'll apply it just as is, just as if you're making a payment. Then when we get the other check as agreed, then we'll recalculate this, taking off the interest. And then take off the interest for 19, because the agreement is, we'll take off the interest as long as we have the full payment as we've discussed.
okay, well, yeah.
Does that make
So-
sense?
Oh, yeah, so
So-
we're all saying the same thing in two
Yeah,
different
right.
ways.
When we're done,
So-
we won't have any 18 or 19s, which kind of moves it up.
Okay.
So just so you understand, the interest isn't coming off with this. It'll just be applied as is,
Right,
and then
yeah, I'm
when
with
we
you.
get the other check, then we'll make the adjustment. Make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, on the 19s, are there any penalties and interest so far?
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a penalty, but it's minimal because that's why I'd like to get this done. Penalty, instead of 527 on the one parcel, it's 37.
Okay.
It's the costs, fees.
Okay. Do one of you have a pen I can use, and I'll just do that right now? I'll write the check and I'll take it home with me and I'll bring it back. See you when I get back in Salt Lake.
okay,
Here.
Yeah, the 18 penalty is what really hits you, $2,220 just for the penalty in 18.
Yeah,
So I can see what you're doing, Roger. Let's avoid that next year.
well, I'm like I say, hey, you folks are, a godsend to me. Nobody else would go out of their way to do what you've done for me. You know,
But we do have a little sympathy with a serious health condition like that. Plus, one of these is your home.
but remember when I came to see you for that first,
And I was trying to remember what it was. I just thought it's because farming was bad. I forgot about the heart.
the heart what threw me into the thing, and I had a series of heart attacks. So I said, this is the 8th time they've been in my heart.
So Mark is the way it is. If it gets harder, you might want to sell that and have some money to live on. Not the house, but some of the other parcels. I don't know where the 60 acres is.
Did I give you that check, Rachelle?
you did.
Okay,
Where is the 60 acres? Is that old gravel pit? Yeah, one of these, it's got 60 acres.
of 60 acres, it was across the street from, well, I'd have to look at the parcel number. If you told me it was legal, I could tell you exactly which one it is. Whether it's in section 27 or 28.
27.
Okay, see, I've got 2 parcels there. I believe that's the one across from my house.
That's a 68.
The one ending in 448, this is that. That map of it. Let me just-
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's my base of operations.
Yeah, this is your house.
Yeah, yeah. And so that you'll know what I'm trying to do to get totally caught up and current with you folks and the rest of the world. I just listed this parcel here for sale.
That's what we're talking about in this market.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago, I listed that 4 acres with Andy Walters.
This is that division, right?
Well, he talked to the planning and zoning and he stuff that worked out.
Okay.
So he put up his signs here a week or two ago. That's that little parcel right up next to Holt's.
That'd be commercial, then, isn't it?
It's
That'd be
already,
selling
it's already commercial.
Yeah.
This is clear up by Yukon.
Well, it has a separate parcel number.
Yeah, I think you
And-
have another 4 parcels on.
And, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how,
That you
I
didn't owe for 18.
don't know how I overlooked these here. Gee, like I say, good to have you guys to take care of me. Taking care of me is a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
What did you list that for?
You'll have to talk to Randy.
A good building lot, if it is a building lot.
Well, what we're hoping that Holtz will just buy it to expand his deal. Because he's got a nice little lot in Yukon where he sells trailers and little
Is it close to that?
lawn and you know, these, what do they call them, little tractors for ranchettes and that sort of thing.
Or something.
Yeah, and it'd be an ideal location for him to use that as a sales lot. So that's what we're hoping to negotiate, because they asked me when I met with the state of Idaho and we were doing all those little parcels, trying to clean that up. We had about 4 parcels and we made them into one. At that time, Holst asked me if I ever wanted to sell, if they could buy it. So that's kind of in the works already. Good. Because I've got to get this cleaned up. The last few years of my life's just been totally upside down. So what is the date today?
The 24th.
3/24?
Mhm. Well, I'm just going to reiterate what the commissioners have agreed to. You're going to pay $4,200.49 today. You'll pay $3,436.52 by March 7th, 2022. And if
By
it's
April
paid,
7th.
I mean, April 7th, sorry. Thank you. April 7th, if paid by the April 7th date, they will waive the interest for the 2018 and 2019 tax years.
That's correct.
Okay,
Did I make that right? Monroe County Tax Collector?
yes,
That's the way to do it.
that's correct.
That's how he gets votes.
That's right,
That's how you get.
But he doesn't need
Yeah.
anymore.
except this
Let
year.
me check out his
Yeah.
name.
Well, I came to see you folks the other day. None of you were here, but they were having the send off for Steve Serna.
Yeah,
So I got to see him and congratulate him. This is 40 years for him. He's a good man. He's done a good job. We've always had really, really good rapport. Okay, Rachelle, tell me that number again. I'll write that